This is an overview of the Lego Haunted House from June of 2020, set number 10273, with the Lightailing light kit installed. This has a really great look to it, nice and spooky with that green glow up in the tower there. The entryway being nice and lit up, and the transparent bricks here representing stained glass come out really nice. You can see a little bit of the light leak, which is one of the downsides of this light set. Taking a look at that front area again, it looks pretty great with the lights giving a nice spooky view into that entrance. Opening this set up, we can see that there are all kinds of extra lights in there. The main entryway with the great lighting on that chandelier, and on the other side, a bit of green on the pillar and the red in the organ room with our two ghosts. Up top, we've got a nice blue in the attic. On the main picture here, they've put a green light in there, but we still maintain that wonderful feature where when you press on that panel in the front, we get the actual Lego light brick showing that skeleton image there. One of the more frustrating parts of installing this kit was that you can see how I had to jam some of the wires back in there to get them out of the way. You don't really see them, it's just one of those things that bugs me knowing it's there. The lights themselves are in plates. I do appreciate that the spider web has some light behind it as well, but unfortunately it is done in a 1x2 and could have been done in a 1x1 round black instead of the gray that's here. It would have made it a little bit more subtle, a little bit nicer. We can see that they actually do have those pieces where we've got for the two eyes that looks absolutely great. Of course, one of the main features of this set is that elevator. Love that window there to be able to see that. The doors open up automatically. That's a great feature of this set. Unfortunately, you can see how, because the light plates are up there, we don't get any light on the minifigs themselves. That would have been nice, but challenging to do with the wires. The light kit itself comes in this nice little box. It costs about $40. The brand there is Lightailing. I'll have a link to this exact set in the video description. It's really hard to sometimes understand what they're talking about. So this assumes that you have built the entire set first, as most of these do, and you're not putting in the wires as you're building it along. So that means it's kind of challenging. You have to sort of take pieces apart. Here they're showing you how you have to take out the main elevator. They suggest kind of going around the hinge like that. I had to put a tile here in order to hold it closed, because you can see the second I pull that off, what happens, it no longer wants to stay together, and it did pretty well before this wire is in there. When we open it up, you can see where I kind of did my best to hide that wire a little bit. I could have pried up this plate here and this hinge and actually run the wire underneath it. That probably would have been better, but I'm still not certain it would have come out perfect. The other thing to note is just how messy the wires were actually underneath this elevator. When I open them up, they're just kind of sitting there and running out the back. You can see where that wire is running through and then under this tile here. I also had to put down a couple extra 1x2 plates. There are, of course, other areas where you see the wires coming through. You might be able to be a bit more creative about winding it between these two plates so it's nice and hidden. There you can see it running under the small panel. It does create a very small gap. To those of us that have been pushing down on Lego to get rid of these gaps for years, it can be a little irritating. If we close it up and look at the outside, you can see that little gap. It's not a deal breaker, but don't expect when you get these kits that everything's still going to fit together absolutely perfectly. These wires have USB connections. They do give you one splitter here so that you can have two main sets of wires coming out and plugging into just one power source. This does come with the battery pack, which has just AA batteries in there. Works quite nicely, and you can just flip that switch. It's very convenient for sets that you don't have next to a power outlet. Overall, I'm quite happy with the way this light kit turned out. It adds a great spooky vibe to what is already a fantastic Halloween set. Hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more LEGO content. Until next time, happy building!